A record opening partnership in the history of the competition by any side, and the highest ever total for the LA-based Knight Riders. 213 for 4 they made, driven primarily by a fine opening partnership. 130 they put on Unmuck Chand and Andre Fletcher. It was Fletcher that dominated that opening partnership, hitting some audacious strokes down the ground, exhibiting real power and plenty of flamboyance too. 13 boundaries he hit in total, and Chand helped out with 4 of his own, making 41 off 30. But that was the big moment. Mukhtar Ahmed, who initially held on to the catch before it burst out once his elbows hit the ground, he put Fletcher down on 42, and the Knight Riders really made the Freedom pay for that. Fletcher played such a good innings, came off just 60 balls, showing real power. It was a pleasure to watch. Ian Holland had a good night. He picked up 2 wickets though, including the first 2 to fall. That was the wicket of Unmuck Chand.
And the firepower that the LA Knight Riders have, with a lot of those West Indians still to come. Shafane Rutherford was elevated, bringing the left-hander. He missed out on a wonderful opportunity to keep going. Clever bowling by Holland. And then Dre Russ, who has been very quiet for a long period of time. He struck the ball nicely. Fletcher took advantage and went all the way, bringing up triple figures. First man to retire out in franchise cricket. And Russell was still there, trying to bludgeon the ball. Maxwell, good catch. And just at the end, LA Knight Riders just falling away slightly. They would have loved to have gotten over that 220 mark, because Washington Freedom have been able to chase the highest total only a few nights ago.
Yeah, just 23 runs off the final 2 overs after that retirement of Fletcher. Will be a big talking point both tonight and going forward, no doubt. Ian Holland, the star of the show, with 2 for 25 and a good final over from Netravalkar despite those figures. Mitch Owen taking a little bit of punishment as well. But for the Freedom to get this, they're going to have to play very well indeed. And they've got one of the real rising stars of the world game in their ranks. He'll likely open the batting. Let's hear a little bit more about New Zealand's Rachin Ravindra.
Highlights, well, you just wondered how these two would go. And Mitch Owen, man, he just set things alight. Hard man to stop, Pom, at the start.
Yeah, here's an example of opportunity not taken, and then paying the price, because he's a man in form. He's been crashing it to all parts through the tournament. So critical that they started well, the Freedom, because in a chase of 200, if you don't start well and are playing catch-up, any other faltering as you go along really does mean it could be the end of that. A salvo from the Knight Riders in the form of Van Skalkveld getting rid of Mitch Owen, and then the necessity to keep going for the Freedom. Ali Khan got a wicket, and really it just kind of seemed they were on their way, they were going okay, but you couldn't say they had got sort of down the road and on the way in as far as the chase is concerned. So it kept in the balance the game, and when the chances came, critical time here with Maxwell having just arrived at the crease, twice put down, and you just felt that things were not going their way on the night. The Knight Riders kept taking wickets, but the ball kept disappearing. An uninhibited batting lineup that looks to go particularly aggressively, and so they kept playing their shots and getting the ball away to the boundary, despite batters getting out here and there.
Uh-oh, skipper. Sangha, Aussie v Aussie. And look at the rueful smile, the cheeky smile from Sangha. And then you had Phillips come in. Man, did he play well. He waited a little, and he picked his moment. And Pinar, with his long levers and reach, and that little bit of whippage there from Phillips. So strong on that leg side, Glenn Phillips. Oh, Pinar with some timing. And then the very last ball, get there, Jace! Oh, if anyone was going to get there, it was big Jace Holder. Couldn't hang on. And look at that. Some great pictures. Thank you, cameras. All over it as ever. So, in summary, 213 for 4. Wow, it was good. They got a score on the board, the Knight Riders, and thanks to Andre Fletcher, that big stand of 104 and retired hurt. Umuk Chun at 41, and Russell chipped in, and so did Rutherford. So you thought, hello, can these guys get their second win on the board? But no. Look at those 2 scores of 40 and 2 scores of 30, and a little cheeky 23 not out from Pienaar did the trick by 5 wickets off the last ball.